Hey there, so today we have another video. This is about GABF, Great American Beer Festival 2023. They just announced the medals, so I thought I glanced through them, so I thought I'd give you guys some initial impressions, and also you guys can give me your initial impressions on this new setup. Got a pop filter, hopefully that helps out. Well, first off, I'm using the mic the right way now, because I obviously had the mic backwards, but hopefully the pop filter helps with those popping P's and other audio issues. Is that all I have to say about the audio? I guess you guys tell me about the audio. That's really more important. And again, I really appreciate the audio files out there. Like, I can't imagine, I spent almost $100 on this mic, and I was just literally using it the wrong way, tilting over, speaking all in a weird angle. And obviously this mic is good enough if you just point it the right direction. Ideally, you should be able to get good or great audio quality. So what are some initial impressions I have? IPA, wow, it's back. Basically gold went to Fathead's Headhunter, and then Breakside IPA got silver. And so we're talking about two beers that have medaled at GABF each 2 or 3 times within the last decade. Actually, Headhunter, I'm surprised. It was more recent, but I think it was more towards 2011, 2012 that they got their awards. So it's been almost pretty much a decade. And obviously this is I don't know what the numbers are now, because obviously there's a lot more submissions towards the juicy, whatever they want to call it, juicy hazy or New England, whatever you want to call it, but they call it juicy hazy. All those IPA categories, but American IPA has been easily one of the most popular categories. But geez, I don't know the numbers. It has to be hundreds of submissions, and for those two beers to be able to win 2 medals within the last decade is pretty dope. Specifically, those flagship brands, just goes to show the quality of their brewing and their ability to also improve processes within the last decade to, obviously step up their game, because everybody's getting better. So you just got to keep getting better, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're completely vastly changing the recipes, but it's just a lot of processes within making IPAs. Some people think it's really easy to make IPA. But it's not just dumping a bunch of hops. There is actually some kind of precision to making these really delicious IPAs that have some balance and explosiveness. It's a game of explosiveness and balance, right? So that's really cool. 2 classic beers, 2 beers that are reviewed on the channel. I actually haven't had a Headhunter in quite a while, so pretty exciting. A bunch of shelfies, or not a bunch, a few shelfies have made onto there. Off the top of my head, you get AleSmith Nut Brown Ale for brown ale. You have Allagash Triple. Actually got gold. Pretty ambitious. Pretty cool. Actually, it seems like every year Allagash White wins gold. I think this year they actually got silver, so that's pretty good. But again, that has to be one of the most medaled beers at GABF. What else got? Oh, why do I have this on the table? Guava Carp actually got gold for fruit to wheat beer. So this was actually on Publix BOGO. So I actually bought this week, and then I just found about the medal. So that's pretty cool. So I'm excited to try this beer out or review it for you guys. What are the initial impressions? Big news! Cannonball Creek. Jeez. I don't know if the camera gets that far, but there's a sticker right here. Cannonball Creek. When I went to Denver, I was actually nice enough to actually make it out there. So got driven out there. It was really nice. So thanks a lot, man. And it was pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty special to not only visit some of the better named breweries in Denver, but also a insider's brewery, right? It's not in Denver. You have to drive to Golden, Colorado, and I think they've this is literally the dumbest thing. I think they've gotten a medal at GABF streaking for a decade or some ridiculous number. Obviously they're so close to GABF, freshness, blah blah, but they're doing something right. And it's not just one beer winning. It's one thing when Allagash White is the king of the beer, and you a king of a style, and you expect them to win every year. Hey man, you already locked it in. Just keep doing it. Keep doing the same thing, because that's all they want, right? We're talking about multiple different styles, and so just something's going right with that brewery where they're able to just keep meddling. That's just absolutely insane too. And again, all right, we're gonna end with a sour note, but this is all positive stuff, and just shout out to Cannonball Creek. That is absolutely cool And then I want you guys to post in the comments below what local breweries you see one, and what other cool news that you found out on GABF. But the sour news is that like GABF really doesn't matter. Again, I work for a brewery that even like a niche thing, like, so one thing, like, it doesn't do things for anybody, which is crazy. Like, for the masses, nobody cares. You could print it on your label, print it on your can. Literally, the masses do not care about these metals, right? And you put it on your website again. Like, no, I don't think it turns your ability to sell beer at any point. And then the crazy thing is, you think the geeks would care, but like, one year, the brewery I work for, Stanford Brewing, we won for barley wine, and like with literally barley wine in its life. So like the most niche hype, group that you would think would seek after things, right? Like if it's not the masses, it's got to be the geeks, right? The geeks that are on Facebook in a tiny little group, drinking barley wine, making memes, right? Like that tiny group. We got gold, and nobody bought our beer. I had to buy it out. Like I had to buy it out to send it out to people that, I was like, hey man, this guy GABF gold, but let me get you a bottle. Let me get you a bottle. Let me buy myself a bottle. Let me review a bottle, right? I bought like probably half a case of that beer, and then eventually disappeared. And I think a couple people probably locally tried to buy it and, sought it out. But, you think after I posted, hey, we got gold at GBF, everybody was flooding my private messages going like, hey, how can I get that beer? How can I get that beer? Nobody cared. So it's the masses don't care. The niche geeky people don't care. Really, it's like a pat on the shoulder for the brewer for like a week. And then, it's just, it's this very unfortunate reality. Because I seem to like, I think it's pretty cool, but a lot of people don't care. Great examples like, actually, I don't know if you guys remember, it was like, I think it's Beer Authority. Rich Hartog, he opened a brewery called Rocket Frog. They got, I think, bronze. They medaled for like their brown ale. I mean, when you medal for brown ale, it better be pretty freaking good, right? Like it's very basic style, and crushing on that. They just closed. They just closed within the last year. I want to say within the last year. Yeah. So, yeah, it's crazy. Like, you'd really hope that like going to the biggest beer festival in the entire country, where there's thousands of submissions, some of the best beer judges in the entire country, entire world, the most competitive beer competition arguably in the world. Well, I guess America, but craft beer America, whatever. The most competitive beer competition in America. You think the results would really like sing or do something? Unfortunate, but I like talking about it. I think it's always cool, and then it's always cool in my mind to sort of find the beers that I can, right? Like obviously, like a lot of them are tiny breweries, brew pub style, where like almost all the beers on that list you can probably only get at the brewery. But with the ones I can get, I always like to try to review them. I always like to try to like give my, opinion, try to be objective about it, and sort of like see what the judges were thinking, right? Like it's like, oh, this is what they like, or like like, oh, this is why objectively this is a good, or objectively judged wise it's a good beer to style, right? So until next time, guys, cheers. Let me know what you think about GABF. Post some comments about the audio. Later.